EA Sports announced that their NBA simulation series, NBA Elite, will not return this year, but in 2012. EA Sports pulled the plug on NBA Elite 11 last November after the demo received a negative response from the sports gaming community due to clunky controls, terrible AI, and major glitches. There's no doubt the folks at EA Tiburon, who are now in charge of rebuilding the Live/Elite franchise, have a lot of work to do. Here are some things I think they need to do to ensure sports gamers won't be hating on the game this time around. I commend EA Sports for trying to go against the grain and totally recreate the way gamers control a basketball video game, but the right stick controls need some work. Dribble moves are performed using the right stick combined with half circle motions downward. Shots are done by flicking the right stick up and letting go of the stick at the top of your jump. Layups are performed by holding the right stick to the left or right and then a quarter circle up, and dunks are done by holding the right stick up while driving to the hoop. Blocks and steals are also done with the right stick. I'm sorry, but these controls are simply too complicated. They simply don't come together in actual games, and it's a little overwhelming to remember what inputs need to be made with the right stick at the heat of the moment. And even if you do get a handle of the controls, dribble moves aren't effective at creating space or beating defenders. To add to the frustration, passing controls using the right trigger feels a bit unnatural. There's a feeling of achievement when making shots, but everything else kills the experience. Changes need to be made to the controls come 2012. Prior to the Elite demo being released, one of the aspects of the game they tried to hype up was the real-life physics in the game. It ended up being one of the worst parts of the demo. Players going up for rebounds do so in a basic up-down fashion, and there's no variety in how a rebound is snatched. Loose balls aren't grabbed with any sort of aggressiveness, player movement is robotic, and the skating effect is back as well. Collisions are minimal, and player interaction away from the ball seems generic. EA Tiburon should take a hard look at NBA 2K11 and see how animations should be done. The computer AI play is actually one of the weakest aspects of the game. The CPU offense doesn't focus enough on the star players, fast breaks are poorly executed, and are rare on the user end. Plays are run by the CPU, but it takes forever for them to execute. The CPU offense doesn't seem to have much of a rhythm or strategy either, which makes playing defense pretty easy as well. EA Sports needs to completely change Elite graphically if it hopes to survive another backlash in 2012. The players look dull and undefined, and the player models seem generic. Staples Center isn't as detailed as it was in NBA Live 10, and the crowds lack polish. Overall, Elite took a step back graphically compared to NBA Live 10, and that's simply inexcusable. This needs to be a priority for EA Sports when the next NBA Sim game comes out next year. There's nothing worse than playing a glitchy game, and the Elite demo was plagued with plenty of glitches that may have ultimately resulted in the game being cancelled. Several glitches were made famous thanks to YouTube, including the infamous Jesus glitch, hook shot from half court, and the Andrew Bynum slam dunk from the free throw line. These types of gameplay flaws are inexcusable, and if EA Sports expects to be taken seriously for the NBA Sim games, this needs to be addressed. From a development standpoint, EA Sports made the right decision to delay the release of their NBA Sim game until early next year. They took a step in the right direction with Live 10, but took a huge step back with NBA Elite. As a result, they should take the time to rebuild the game from scratch and offer a polished NBA video game to the masses next year. Well, that's it for this episode of Sports Gamer Show. If you want more content, go to the website at www.sportsgamershow.com. Also, make sure to like the Sports Gamer Show Facebook page and make sure to follow Sports Gamer Show on Twitter at Sports Gamer Show. I'm Rio Pacino, and we'll see you next time.